ISO, in the context of photography and cameras, is one of the most important settings to understand if you want to take control of your images. It refers to the camera sensor's sensitivity to light. The term itself originated with the International Organization for Standardization, which set the standards for measuring sensitivity in film and digital sensors alike. When you adjust the ISO setting on your camera, you're essentially telling your camera how responsive the sensor should be to the available light in the scene. At its core, ISO works alongside two other fundamental settings, shutter speed and aperture, to determine the overall exposure of your photo. Together, these three settings make up what photographers call the exposure triangle. Let's focus on ISO's unique role. A lower ISO value, such as ISO 100, makes the sensor less sensitive to light. This is ideal for bright environments, like when you're shooting outdoors on a sunny day or in a well-lit studio. With a low ISO, your images will have the least amount of noise or graininess, resulting in cleaner and sharper photos with richer color and detail. However, as the available light decreases, say you're indoors, shooting at dusk, or taking pictures at night, your camera will struggle to capture enough light if you keep the ISO low. This is where increasing the ISO comes into play. By raising the ISO to a higher value, like 800, 1600 Ts, or even higher, you boost the sensor's sensitivity to light. This allows you to take photos in dimmer conditions without needing a tripod or a flash. You can use faster shutter speeds to freeze motion, and smaller apertures to keep more of the image in focus. There's a catch, though. The higher you push the ISO, the more digital noise or grain gets introduced to your images. This noise can appear as speckles of color or a general loss of detail, especially noticeable in the darker areas of your photo. Modern cameras have improved significantly in handling high ISO performance, but even so, there's still a trade-off between brightness and image quality. Understanding when and how to adjust ISO is key for every photographer. For example, at a sunny beach, you might set your camera to ISO 100 or 200, ensuring maximum clarity and minimal noise. If you're inside a dimly lit room, you might need to bump the ISO up to 800 or 1600 to avoid blurry photos caused by slow shutter speeds. For night photography, concert shots, or sports events under artificial lights, even higher ISOs may be necessary, though you'll want to check your camera's noise performance ahead of time. It's also worth noting that ISO works differently between cameras. A high-end camera might produce clean images at ISO 3200, while a smartphone or entry-level camera might start to show significant noise at ISO 800. Always test your camera to see how high you can push the ISO before the noise becomes unacceptable for your needs. In summary, think of ISO as your camera's internal amplifier for light. In bright conditions, keep it low for the best quality. In low light, raise it as needed, but be mindful of the trade-off in image noise. By mastering ISO and understanding how it interacts with shutter speed and aperture, you'll gain the flexibility to shoot high-quality photos in a wide range of lighting situations.